Alright guys, it's Chatterbox Reviews, coming at you guys with a movie review for It. Alright, so I finally went out and saw the movie It yesterday, and yeah, I was really impressed. Just basically all the things that I've heard about it, that I've read about it, all that stuff is really, so true, right? I thought the exact same way as, a lot of people, that it was such an amazing film, that it was really great. There were some negatives that I had, but way more positives, of course, and yeah, so this is the second review for movies on my channel. I am going to, and I also the Hitman's Bodyguard, but I'm going to try to, do some more movie reviews coming up in the near future here. Now because the summer TV shows are kind of, now they're actually over, all the summer TV shows. So I'm going to, try to, kind of ease into more movie reviews this fall because I don't have as many TV shows now. So, yeah, so definitely you can expect more from that. I may have a Kingsman Golden Circle review up, either tomorrow, Sunday, maybe later this weekend. So look out for that, please, if you have seen that movie or if you want to. For this review, I am going to talk a little bit of spoilers, but I'm going to, not try to, spoil the whole movie away, right? But I am going to talk like character names, stuff like that. So, and like maybe how a few lines they say and stuff like that. So just if you haven't seen it, I suggest that you probably don't watch this video, but you can take, it's your choice, right? You can take the chance and learn a little bit about it. But for me, I was really excited about this movie, and I hate that I didn't see it as soon as I could. But anyways, so I was really excited about this movie, so I watched pretty much all the trailers, all the TV spots that were out. I then watched, some reviews for it, of course, that came out, before the movie came out. And then I also watched like a bunch of like little scenes on YouTube that people posted. So I don't know. I think I kind of ruined some parts of it for myself. And of course, that's not the movie's fault. I can't, I'm not here to blame the movie for that. I'm just saying, myself, I kind of, ruined a little bit of it for myself. So I probably shouldn't have done that, but I was just really excited about it. And I just, I couldn't wait to see some of this stuff from the movie. So anyways, I feel like, the trailer, the trailer actually, like the whole first part of the movie, like that first sort of scene-ish, the trailer kind of ruined all of that. Like, not ruined it, I shouldn't say that, but like I knew what was gonna happen, right? Like Georgie running into that sign there at the beginning, and his whole boat in the water. So that was basically like in the trailer, all of that. So I thought, I knew exactly what was gonna happen in that scene. So anyways, yeah, so there's a few things I'll touch on, and then kind of share my thoughts on possibilities for chapter 2, and stuff like that. So hopefully we can keep this one short. I know a lot of my videos here, are usually about half an hour long, 25 minutes. By this one, I'm going to try to keep short. So yeah, so obviously I thought it was a great movie, and for various reasons. First, let's start off with the kids. So they were kind of the focus, right, of the movie. Main character named Billy, and he's kind of our main protagonist sort of guy. He's sort of the bravest out of all the kids here, and he has a motive because his and of course this is a spoiler. His little brother dies in the very beginning of the film. So yeah, I thought all the kids, all these the actors who played them did really great. I mean, the actor who played Billy did really great. I mean, just all of them did. I think, the girl who played Beverly did really, really great. I think she was probably the highlight of the kids. Maybe her or Bill, the guy who played Bill. So yeah, I thought I thought they all did a great job, all the kids. And you can't always say that, right? For movies and TV shows, sometimes the kids aren't that good, of actors, of course, and they're kind of held to a higher standard, I guess, right? So then really what sometimes they're capable of. So that's sort of what I felt there, but I thought they did all really a great job. The only thing I didn't like about the kids is, yeah, like I understand that, a lot of people think this was a positive too, and I'm kind of torn between the two. But all, the swearing and all the stuff they said, the crude jokes and stuff. I don't know. I think that, yeah, obviously that's really realistic, right? I mean, kids that age, they're gonna say that kind of stuff, and they're swearing and stuff. So I get that part of it, the sort of the realisticness, but I don't know. I thought sometimes it went too far. The actor Finn Wolfhand, I believe is his name, who plays Richie in this movie, and he's from Stranger Things. But his character in this one just got really old for me really fast. I thought the other kids, they all were had these fears. We saw more of their development. We saw their situations and stuff. But this guy, I mean, really, like, one kid would say, some reasonable thing, like, I gotta be home at this time or something. That's just an example. And then he would, say something, really crude, and tell him, to fuck off, or something like that, right? And I thought it was really funny, honestly. I laughed in the theater, at the first few times, but it just, like, that's all, his role was really like the whole movie until the very end. Was him, just trying to be funny and saying all these crude lines. So I don't know. I thought it got old pretty quick, to be honest, for me, and I didn't really find it funny at all. I was actually kind of cringing a little bit towards the end or towards the middle of the movie after he kept making these jokes. So I don't know, and it was mainly just him. Like, I mean, he did that well. I just think, it wasn't the actor's fault at all. I think that's just the writing part. But yeah, and some of the kids just saying the stuff kind of got to me. That's why I really like Bill, because he didn't really swear or say that kind of stuff a lot, and he was still a really likable character in this one. So I felt like I think they kind of overdid that with the kids a little bit. But that's just my opinion. But yeah, all the actors that played the kids did really well in this one. And yeah, you can't say that for every movie, so that was really really good to see. And yeah, so I don't know. I think I kind of relate Super 8 to this, with the kids scenario, right? That the kids are sort of the main characters. And I thought, the kids did great in that movie too. So I think, that was a kind of a good relation there with those two movies. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I can say there without spoilers, of course. And they're really really brave kids, right? So yeah, that was really great to see, and the individual scenes with them too were great. Not just them together, but individually. The scenes, especially with Beverly, were really powerful. So I like that. Now, of course, Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise, it was amazing, right? I mean, he did such a great job. Like, I thought, I've heard people talk about, how it's Gollum-esque, his representation of Pennywise, but I don't know if I agree with that, but it was, pretty amazing, right? And, I think it's going to be a classic, right? For future, right? Gollum's kind of a classic, right? Everyone knows about that. And I think people are going to kind of feel the same way about this as well, as time goes on with this film. So, yeah, he did such a great job. I thought this Pennywise, I haven't seen the older version of it. I'm definitely going to go watch that today, actually, I think, right after this, to kind of do a comparison. I may upload that, by the way, so keep your eyes out for that, but if you want to see that. But, yeah, I thought, he did awesome, and just, like, his laughing voice, and it was so creepy, right? And he did such a great job with that, and yeah, I think that was also his real face. Like, that wasn't there was a lot of special effects, and they were done really well on this one, but I don't think obviously his head isn't that big, but like, it was actually his face, I think, where they that he had, it wasn't all just superimposed or whatever. So yeah, I thought he did an amazing job. I thought the character was great. There was never any point where I was like, oh, this is a little bit out of character. Like, why would he say that? No, like, it was great throughout. And yeah, it was just really scary, right? The clown. So yeah, I thought he did a great job, and he's not even that old either, right? You got to recognize that too. So he's a pretty new actor, and I think for him to get this role, it was big, and he definitely didn't disappoint at all, right? So I think that's a big thing to say as well. That he kind of took this and ran with it, right? And he did a great job. And yeah, like I said, I haven't seen the older one, but I know Tim Curry did that one, and so I'll have to see who's better in that regard. But also, back then they didn't have the same effects that they do now, and that was a TV series, mini series as well. So probably not as much money put into it. And yeah, so I don't doubt that Bill Skarsgård obviously is going to be a better, but that's just that. So yeah, really great. Can't say enough about that. And without him, I mean, this movie wouldn't work the way it did. So now I want to touch on the scary factor a little bit. So I went into this, like I said, I did watch a lot of trailers. I pretty much watched every TV spot that they had. All of these like little teaser, all the clips. I basically watched all of them. And so for me, some of the scenes weren't as scary as maybe they could have been if I didn't see that. My favorite kind of like scary scene was maybe two, because when I think it's even in the trailer and teaser where Bill actually goes down the stairs there and the basement's a little flooded, and then he sees Georgie, and Pennywise kind of reaches up for him and tries to get him. That's so much more creepier in the movie, by the way, than it is in the trailer. The trailer really doesn't show the end of that, and that is just an insane scene. So that was really good. And then I also the scene where Richie then walks into that room and it's all clowns, right? And then they see the coffin or whatever. And yeah, so that's a really creepy scene. Now I will say, if you're afraid of clowns, this is gonna scare the shit out of you, right? Like, I mean, this is not a good movie for you. But I don't think I'm really afraid of clowns, because I didn't find it that scary. But what I found scary was like the whole thing about, it's not just a clown, right? That's why it's called It, right? It's a thing. It's not, it's just taking the shape of a clown. So that's what I found more scary than the actual clown itself. Was, like the scenes where they showed like the big teeth and the mouth and stuff. That was the part that I found more scary about the character. But yeah, so I didn't think it was that scary overall. I thought it was going to be, a little bit worse. It is a horror film. So yeah, I thought it was going to be a little bit scarier, but it wasn't as much for me. But scare, fear is a subjective thing, right? People have all different types of it, or not different types, different levels of it. So obviously, if I'm not that scared by it, obviously someone else might be. But yeah, I don't really check out a lot of horror films, but after this one, it wasn't that scary to me. So I maybe try out some other ones. I don't know, but we'll have to see. So anyways, just wanted to touch on that. And then special effects, I thought they did great with these throughout the movie. Yeah, I mean, I thought everything was good with that. Even the kids floating in that big the big scene there in the sewer area there. I thought that was really cool the way they did that. It looks so, like, everything looks so real in this as well. And one of my favorite parts was, when he's in I think it was the refrigerator, I think, Pennywise, and he kind of, like, shapeshifts out and like, puts his legs back in the right way, and he, like, twists his neck and stuff. That was so cool. And I thought that was, like, great use special effects. Like, that was probably one of the coolest scenes in the whole movie. And I thought, that was really, really cool to see that. So yeah, that was pretty cool. I think that's kind of like the highlight of special effects. I thought also that the scene with Mike too at that butcher shop or whatever, when he saw like the hands reaching out of the doorway and stuff. I thought that was really cool as well. I think that was really well done. And yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much the special effects. And now just touch on like the chapter 2 possibilities. So obviously we know that there is going to be a chapter 2. At the end of this one, it also says chapter 1 at the very end, and also, you see the ending. We know that he's not necessarily dead, Pennywise, so we know that, he's going to be back probably in the next 27 years, and we also see at the end of this one that the kids kind of get together, and they agree that they're going to come back to Derry in 27 years when Pennywise comes back, or I guess if it does, but, we know that it will, so. And of course, the original miniseries has 2 parts as well. So it's definitely going to have chapter 2. Questions I've seen now are, who's going to play the kids in the older times now. So that'll be definitely a question to answer. Hopefully we see some like good talent. I think that'd be cool. Maybe get I've seen like some people say some actors for the kids already. Some pretty big names like Chris Pratt or something like that. So yeah, we'll definitely have to see. Obviously, we have to use our imagination a little bit too, because they can't get, an actor that's 30 something to look exactly like that kid back when he was, 15, or not even 15, I think like 12ish. So yeah, definitely, obviously it's going to be a little bit different, but I think that's a cool possibility there to think of. And yeah, so they all, they already have the background for the story, right? So that's, they're going to use that as obviously, but we'll have to see what else they kind of add. Yeah, I haven't read the book either, so I'm not sure, how well this movie portrayed the book. But yeah, I'm sure Stephen King will be happy with it. I mean, he's such a prolific writer here, and so many of his stuff has been made, now into films and TV shows. Under the Dome, I watched. So yeah, so that was that. That's a really just good, underlying thing for him. But yeah, so I'm excited for Chapter 2 for sure. I think it's a really smart decision. This movie, obviously has done really well, and why not, go for a Chapter 2 now and really really make some good money off of it, right? And I've heard that even they may do even a Chapter 3 and change sort of the book storyline, create sort of a new one. I'm not sure how I feel about that yet, but I have heard of that. So yeah, so we'll have to see. Obviously, when a movie does well like this, you just want to bask in that glory a little bit. So I understand that. But yeah, so I thought just the writing in general for it was really well done. And yeah, the directing was done well. Also. Yeah, I thought like, yeah, just like all the stuff really pieced together well. Like I said, probably the only negative I had was the kids sort of thing there with their dialogue and stuff like that. I really like the Jewish boy, his character, him like, putting the kickstand on his bike up every time or whatever when they went out, and that was just, they had a lot of cool like quirky things like that throughout, so I really like those. But yeah, and there was some powerful scenes in there too, right? Some emotional ones. So that was good to see as well. Another negative though would be kind of like, so they kind of made it out to be like the kids were the only ones that could see what was happening with Pennywise, right? And that's how it wanted it to be, right? That only the kids saw it. So the parents didn't see it at all. I don't know. I just kind of found it kind of unrealistic then. That we really only saw the one boy's parent, question that the kids were even gone and they were doing this. I would have liked to see more, consequences for these kids, except for that, one guy. Obviously, in a real life situation, like when the parents ask where they've been, stuff like that. So I would have liked to see that a little bit more. And yeah, I mean, that was good. And then of course, we see that the whole storyline with the bully. I wasn't a huge fan of that. I kind of found it unrealistic. I mean, I understand like the whole bully storyline. We've seen a lot, but I think that guy was way more than a bully. Like I use as a psychopath, right? So, yeah, I thought that was obviously for the storyline though, and what I've heard is that maybe he's not necessarily dead when he gets thrown down that well in this one. So we'll have to see where that goes, and we might see him in Chapter 2. So yeah, overall rating, it's a must-see, guys. I'm not gonna give it a number rating, but it's a must-see. If it's, obviously I think it'll still be playing in theaters for another few weeks. But yeah, for sure, if you can get out, definitely see it. Honestly, it's a must-see. I'm gonna go see it again, or I'm gonna try to see it again because I feel like I did miss some things, of course. But yeah, and just in a theater, like you just get that atmosphere. And when I saw, people were screaming at the same time. People, scary moments were happening. So that, it's just a nice atmosphere to be in. Loud, the loud effects and all that stuff. I didn't see it in 3D or anything, because but the theater I was at didn't offer that. But I think that would be pretty crazy to be in 3D. But anyways, but yeah, so that's my review for it. I know I probably did miss a couple things here, but that's basically the main outline of the things here. Yeah, I'm not familiar with the actor who played Bill, so I'm gonna have to search that up and maybe educate myself a little bit more. But yeah, really really great film in general. Really excited for Chapter 2. Probably a couple years off or maybe 3 years off, but we'll have to see, when that's out, and definitely I'm going to be watching that for sure. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this movie review. If you want to see another movie review, I have The Hitman's Bodyguard with my friend also on the channel, and Kingsman Golden Circle review hopefully will be out in the next couple days, maybe 3 days from now. So thank you once again for watching. Thanks for the support of my recent videos, and we'll see you next time.
Dear God, sorry to disturb you, but